And thank you for staying with us tonight. I want to show you a photo before we leave this evening. This was taken last night. These are firefighters from Ladder Company 4 right here in New York City. They're called the Pride of Midtown. And here they are gathered in Times Square. The news ticker telling them that America's most wanted terrorist was in fact dead. Their company lost 7 men on that awful day in September back in 2001, almost 10 years ago. We as a nation lost nearly 3,000 of our fellow brothers and sisters, and you can't help but wonder, what would they think of the news? Heroes like Mohammed Hamdani. His friends called him Sal. He was a paramedic enrolled in the NYPD cadet program. He died rushing into a collapsing towers. Sal, like so many other first responders, went down to ground zero to help people that he didn't even know. So did Al Fuentes, a New York City firefighter. As acting battalion chief, Mr. Fuentes led a group of fireboats rescuing survivors from the 2 burning towers. While he was trying to help others, a steel girder collapsed, pinning Captain Fuentes down for hours. He was rescued by his fellow firefighters, suffering injuries to his skull, lungs, and ribs. And 2 wonderful Americans join us tonight. The mother of Mohammed Hamdani, Talat Hamdani, and also Captain Al Fuentes. He served in the New York City Fire Department for 26 years. Thank you for both of you being here tonight. I know that this news is tough. Your son, he was a real hero. Yet he took a great deal of personal attacks on the internet with a lot of speculation of him possibly even being associated. It became internet lore. Today, how do you deal with that and this news of Osama bin Laden being killed?
I was very pleased to find that, you know, he has been brought to justice, Osama bin Laden. A chapter it's been almost a decade that we are fighting in the name of 9/11. And terrorism, he was an evil person. He took away 3,000 people over here. He took away my son, he took away my husband, and he took away my faith, and now I'm fighting for my country as an American citizen. And that was on the line when Salman did not come home, and the media was speculating that maybe he was one of the terrorists, which was wrong, and the Patriot Act acknowledges his sacrifice. And a couple of months ago at the hearings, you know, Congressman Keith Ellison testified on behalf of my son that here is an American Muslim who gave his life that day and was duly honored.
He was honored.
Yes, he was.
And he got his due. He was a real hero, an unselfish hero.
Yes, and now I'm waiting. Now I'm waiting for his name to go on the 9/11 Memorial, National Memorial, as a first responder.
Captain Fuentes, what does this day, this news mean to you?
Well, it's really historic. It's historic in the sense of not only for the families to get some sort of justice, but certainly for the New York City firefighters and for the country, and that the fact that this covert operation was so wonderfully done. And it was done face-to-face, Ed, and that means a lot to me.
What does it mean to the firefighters that bin Laden is now dead?
Well, it means that it's a chapter that's being closed. I mean, our mission never ends, Ed. You know, certainly mine. I've made my mission to continue this new combat-like arena that they're responding to now in terrorist events. But certainly their emotions are high.
Has New York changed?
Yes, New York has definitely changed. You know, as of moment of last night, we have come together. There is a sense of relief, you know, and there's a pride. We are very proud of our Commander-in-Chief, President Obama. He delivered the promise, and we need to get, you know, back our values as a nation.
And Captain, what did it mean to you last night when you saw Americans, young Americans, out in the street acknowledging what had happened, and it was a very captivating moment.
You know, Ed, that's a great point. It really was, and I thought about that, you know, because many of these were in high school when 9/11 happens. But this is the post 9/11. They grew up with 9/11. They grew up with these fears. So I think more or less that to them it's a chapter that hopefully they can put behind them and live in the world without fear.
It's a sense of victory that we got him. It's a sense of victory for them.
Will this bring America together?
It has.
I sure hope so, and I think
It has.
it's
And
the beginning.
The hope is, you know, we'll move on a path of peace.
Talat Hamdani and also Captain Fuentes, thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for your time.